Hello guys, and welcome to my channel today, where I will be showing you a Necro Mancer Minion Master spec, which you have probably seen before, but there is once again not many videos or guides on the internet on how to actually make this spec, and how to make it good, and how to play it, and what it does, and how you can use it effectively in fights and stuff. There is no footage for this, unfortunately, but I will be having some footage, hopefully, which will link to it through Twitch or YouTube at some point. So if you want to check this build out, and then in the not too near future there will be some game footage as well. Alright, so basically, as you can see, I have some minion friends around here. Not necessarily have to be all these minions. They could be a little bit of a variation here and there, but it really depends on your playstyle and the way you want to play your Minion Master yourself. Also, in terms of weapons, you can switch around, and also you can switch it around in terms of the runes and sigils as well. So as you can see, I do have a staff slotted at the moment. I do have the Blood Fiend, I do have the Flesh Worm, I have the Shadow Fiend, I have the Bone Fiend, and I have the Flesh Golem as my elite. As the weapons on my other weapon set, I do have a dagger and I have a warhorn. Warhorn being good for the utility, mainly for the speed, and also for the daze, which is a good interrupt. It is unblockable as well. Dagger being the main source of damage in terms of the weapons, in terms of all three weapons, doing a lot of damage on the one, and also giving you some nice healing on the 2 ability, which is a nice life siphon, and 3 is a good immobilize as well, as you can see there. Also staff giving you nice fear on the staff 5. 4 is going to be transferring conditions from you to foes, which is always a nice one as well. 3 is a nice chill and poison. 2 is also a good regen as well, for you and your allies, but also really good heal for your minions. 2 on the staff is really useful. As soon as you get it up, I suggest popping it all the time, just so you pretty much keep your minions on full HP the whole time. Even if you just go and test it on some test dummies, you'll be able to, not test dummies, they're test mobs, and in the mess you'll be able to go and see that take effect as well. Right, so I'm just going to go into the meat of this spec. I am going to go through the traits first, and then I will go through the actual sigils and the runes. Alright, as you can see, we've gone for a 20-0-30-20-0 spec. 20 points in spite, first go through that. Gaining health when you kill a foe is fairly self-explanatory. This is one of the pretty much the only traits I would really change around a bit, depending on what you're going to use. Gain retaliation whenever entering Death Shroud. So whenever you get into Death Shroud, you will be putting off some retaliation. Now, Death Shroud on this spec is probably more of a save your, you want to save yourself kind of spell rather than anything else, rather than doing damage or anything. So having that retaliation for 4 seconds is really good, and it's also going to mean that a lot of that damage is going back to them. It's going to help you in the long run as well in those fights when you've lost all your minions and you're a bit screwed. Death into life, gain healing power based on your power. You do have a lot of power in this spec. You have got a soldier's amulet, which I will show you later. Training the Master is pretty much, your minions do a shed load of damage, so you want to have this trait. Damage increased by 30% is just an awesome trait to have, so having that trait is very good. They're going to be doing the bulk of your damage, along with the dagger that you've also got, as long as you've got your enemy kind of in melee range and everything as well. So that's going to be a very useful trait in this spec. So going on to Death Magic, which we have 30 in. Reanimator summons a jagged horror whenever you kill a foe, self-explanatory. Minion Master, so reduces recharge on minion skills, very important for a Minion Master spec. You cannot have it without this, because otherwise you will be losing the recharge rate on your minions. You won't be able to get them out faster, and they will be you won't be doing what you need to be doing, basically. Protection of the Horde, gain toughness for each minion you control, so you want to have your minions out all the time. This goes hand in hand with this trait pretty much, so if you've got minions out, you will be gaining 20 plus 20 for each minion you actually have out. So you got 5 minions here. That's 100 toughness right there. So you're pretty good. That's looking good. Minions have increased health, 50% health for each one on top of their health, which they currently have. So that is very important to have extra health for your minions. You want to be keeping them alive as much as possible. Gain power based on your toughness. Your toughness is very high. Also with the amulet that we have, the soldier's amulet, and also the rune set, which is Melandru, which gives you extra toughness as well, which is very, very useful. And you will be getting extra toughness for all your minions as well. So all those stats begin to change as soon as you pop them up and down. Poison Cloud Death Nova is very, very good. Minions explode in a cloud of poison when they die. Also happens when you're down. It's very good. It's good for damage, and it means they can't heal as well. I mean, it's a toss-up really between this and a couple. Necromantic Corruption is also good. Death Shiver isn't too bad, but I'd probably go for the Flesh of the Master, just because. Sorry, not Flesh of the Master. Poison Cloud, just for the extra damage. And it's that poison field which is really, really, really good. And when they do die, which happens a lot, minions will die a hell of a lot, especially when you take them. The extra damage and the poison is really, really nice from when they do die. Okay, so going to go into blood magic. As you can see here in the 5, we have Full of Life, which is gaining regeneration when your health drops below the threshold of 90%. That regen is quite nice and useful. Softening health is more effective. It's very, very good. As you can see, you do have the 2 ability on your dagger, so that heal will be affected by that. Should be affected by that. So the siphon effectiveness is being increased by 20% on that. Also, as you see here, we do vampiric the siphon health whenever you hit a foe. That is also increased as well, and also Vampiric Master, which is the minion siphoning health and transferring it to you. So all of that siphoning health is very much improved because of these traits. So I don't need to go through that because we've just gone through that as well. Just going to go quickly into the runes and the sigils. So we do see we have the PvP Feathered Hood of the Melandru. So we have the Melandru runes for this spec. As you can see, a lot of less condition duration for the 2 set, and the 10% less stun duration, which is really, really good against obviously warriors and stuff like that, because they're going to want to stun you and get you get all your minions down as soon as possible. So that extra that minus 10 stun duration is really, really useful. Also on the 6th piece, the minus 15% condition duration and the extra 15% stun duration taken off is very, very, very good as well, because you haven't really got that much condition removal in this spec, unfortunately, because that is indeed in the 30 points. I've probably just gone to the wrong one. Yeah, there you go. Fetid Consumption. Haven't gone for that. Sometimes I do change it around if it needs to be a bit more tanky in the last seconds before a match starts. So, because you haven't got that and you haven't got much condition removal, it is a very good to have less condition duration on you. You will be getting enough healing, so your healing and your toughness and your vitality all outweighs this, because you do have 26k HP, almost 27 there. So you should be outweighing all the conditions on you. Obviously, if you've got 2 or 3 guys on you, you are going to go down, but that's just inevitable, really, in any case. So the runes are quite nice for this, but you can swap them out in and out depending on what you want to do. If you want to go for some more damage, you could go for maybe Nightmare. You could go for you could go for other rune sets based around toughness or power, really. You want to be hitting toughness or power, essentially, as this is a power-based spec. It's not condition-based. It's very much a power-based spec. As you can see, our condition damage is actually at 0% for a Necro. So Minion Master is very, very focused on power damage. I've gone for the Sigil of Superior Energy, trying to get as much dodge as we can. We've also got that on the staff, so we're getting even more dodge. PvP Orion Warhorn. Gonna go with Bloodlust to get some more power. So we should be staying alive quite a lot, hopefully, as long as we're getting some help. And if we're killing 1v1s, we should be able to kill pretty easily and pretty well. So that should be going up to top, which will give you 25 stacks, which will give you 250 extra power, which is really, really going to help as well. You're gonna gain healing power as well, even more healing power from that. So everything you're getting boosted from different. Everything's kind of helping each other. You know, there's a lot of benefits in this spec, and it's a pain in the butt to take down as well. It is fun to play if you can play it well. There's a lot of different things you can do. You could have the focus in there if you really wanted to. It's going to give you a little bit of regen on the 4 and some vulnerability stacks, and also the chill as well, so you can keep him in melee range for longer, and you can get him down with the dagger 1 as well. Also, you can do that immobilize, which gives you that extra as well. So there's a lot of different things you can do. You could change this a bit, give it a bit more condition, change the runes around, go into 30 in here, do a little bit less damage with that, but have more condition removal. You could change one of these, probably that one I would change if I was going to change either. And you use the Mark of Blood trait, which means you can, when you dodge, pardon me, when you dodge, you will leave a Mark of Blood, which also is it's the same mark which is over here, obviously, and that does a lot of regen on your Necro and your allies, and also your Necro fiends. So basically, this is a pretty sweet spec. It's a lot of fun. The utilities are interchangeable. I use Summon Fleshworm basically because if you do tend to run off the point, if you're holding the close point or the far point or whatever, you can put that just to the side or whatever, so you can port back and get back to the point quicker. So just in case it's contested, you don't have to run that. You could run just the standard kind of minions which move around and gonna move around with you. I would try and keep that in range because it does do some nice damage. But yeah, so that's really up to you. It's interchangeable, you know. I mean, the more minions, the better. You want to try and keep them out. You could keep that to Plague and make sure you're blinding on the point and whatnot. If you're going to get into trouble, if you're worried about that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my other guides, my other videos on the website. Also check out all the shoutcasts that I'm doing also on my YouTube channel. Check me out on Twitter, which is @JebDan. It's just on the chat overlay box, as you can see. Check out my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/UnityJebro. I give out 800 gem codes. I give out one per week, so make sure you subscribe and comment and like to have a chance to win there. Check out my live streams at www.twitch.tv/JebroUnity. I live stream there a couple of times a week as well. Also streaming live for ESL. And cheers very much. Have a very good day. And I hope this helps. Any comments on this build or any other builds, please leave them below and I will get back to you. Thank you very much, guys, and have an awesome day.